since October as he bageled Minnesota with 32 saves on Monday. That was Jim Nill, the general manager of the Dallas Stars' 500th win in a managerial position. Darnell Nurse, one last conference with Jeff Skinner, who's got 3 goals in his last 2 games, and Nurse will be facing his longtime partner on the back end, Cody Ceci, wearing the number 44 in Kelly Green and white tonight. We've got the Oilers, we've got the Stars. They played 18 days ago at Edmonton, won it 5-4. Janmark pulls the face-off free for Nurse, and we're underway as this, the rubber match of this season series, and the last time these two will get a look at one another for at least a couple of months. Janmark will swing it in front. He's playing with Skinner and Connor Brown. Chris Knoblauch called them the best line the other night against the Kraken. A tip from the high slot is handled flawlessly by Ottinger. Nurse and Wallman, the D pairing for Edmonton, and Wallman fires one off the pads of Ottinger. It's grabbed by Oscar Beck, and he'll swing it up the left-hand side to Sherwood Park resident Sam Steele. He'll bang it in. Your starting line's brought to you by our friends at Scotiabank, believing there's a place for all Canadians in Canada's game.
You can see quickly, Jack, why Chris Knoblauch really likes that line. Great backtrack by Janmark to steal the puck in zone and maintain the pressure. They're buzzing again early in this one.
And of course, it was Dallas that Janmark broke into the league with. Draft by Detroit and one-time Oilers GM Ken Holland, but broke into the NHL with Dallas. Here's Jason Robertson, got it back from Hinson, smoked one high and wide. And it was Robertson with, what, about 8 seconds left last year in Game 6, Louis. That was Dallas's last gasp. He missed the net, and Edmonton hung on to win 2-1. Sends one over to Mikko Rantanen. Scored in his Dallas debut in this building 18 days ago. Looks for a return offering, had it deflected. Gene Principe talked about his shiner. Well, he became the latest star this season. I don't know what it is, Louis, but they have had a slew of guys get hit with pucks in the face. Marchment twice.
Yeah, we talked to him this morning, and here's a chance.
A dart from Bouchard to Hyman, denied. Squared up Jake Ottinger, showing the form that resulted in the shutout on Monday night against Minnesota.
Great look right up the ice for Zach Hyman. Some chances early on here, and just a good forecheck once again. This is Janmark doing what Janmark does. He's so fast to close and quickly gets the possession back. Wallman activates for that chance in tight, and this look by Bouchard right up the middle. He tried one cross grain first. It was picked off by Robertson, and it led to a good one-timer that missed the net. An early reminder not to try and throw pucks through sticks in the neutral zone against this Dallas team.
Jamie Benn tried to center it. That was a dangerous play. Flicked just wide by Evgeny Dodonov. That was a good look set up by Jamie Benn, who's sitting on 399 goals. The only star with more, the great Mike Madonna. Henrique dropped it off. Hyman a snapshot on net. He's had 2 good looks. Ottinger with 2 good saves. Kulak banged it back down low. Adam Henrique again, part of that veteran group that Louis talked about at the outset of our telecast tonight, playing well in the absence of McDavid and Draisaitl. Ice time kind of goes hand in hand with that.
And one of the advantages of having the oldest team in the National Hockey League for Edmonton and for Chris Knoblauch, he understands that the players on his bench may be suppressed when you're fully loaded and have your entire lineup, but when you do need to shuffle things around due to injuries and to 2 real key players in Draisaitl and McDavid still out of the lineup, they have guys that can do it, guys that have done it in the past, guys that have elevated and played those roles before and getting a little taste again, and he liked the way the team responded in the game versus Seattle.
To your point, look at the veterans on this 4th line. 38-year-old Derek Ryan, 39-year-old Corey Perry. A lead pass, and it will be Perry breaking into the zone. He got popped, sent it down low, and then it's whipped back up the left-hand side. Perry made sure it did not exit the zone. Here's Bishop, pursued by Max Jones. Perry still lingering around the net, and Jones doing a nice job of neutralizing the 20-year-old Bishop. He's got the puck back, 6'7", 230-plus pounds on that Swiss frame.
And can move.
Well, he just handled a pretty tough pass at his feet.
Like, he's only going to get better once he even realizes how big he is.
Wallman up to Jeff Skinner. Tried that slide step into the zone and was quickly neutralized. Bichel sends it up for Matt Duchene. He's having another terrific year At age 34, only Sidney Crosby in that age group has more points than Duchesne does. Here's Matthias Janmark centering, reshot, and Connor Brown missed a glorious opportunity against Ottinger and the Stars, who see it clear, executed by Duchesne.
Great speed on that line.
Brown again looking to pounce, couldn't get it through to Janmark. Thomas Harley broke it up and worked it back through center. Harley had the overtime winner Saturday against Philadelphia for Dallas. That was a game that ended just 9 seconds into the extra session. Blackwell shoved off the puck. Ekholm will launch, but too far, and that's an icing call against Edmonton. 4 minutes in, the Oilers have all 4 shots on net.
Quick pace, quick start for Edmonton here. Both teams going back and forth again. It's the Janmark line with a nice drive into the zone by Janmark. He finds Brown, who gets a good look from the slot as that puck is threaded through Harley by Janmark, and on the fly releases that one. But the speed of the transitional play, and that's the important thing for Edmonton here. They're moving pucks up quickly into the forwards' hands, and they're skating.
Rope Hintz, who missed half the game last time. These two squared off by getting hit with a puck in the face. Won the draw, but the Stars can't get a shot on net, and Harley will fall back.
Well, he was one of the 6 or 7 that Mason Marchment was telling us about this morning. And for Mason, he's had 2. One really bad one. He missed 17 games, and it still has the full cage on. And similar to Zach Hyman for the Oilers, you know, his nose was really devastated with the puck, and he said, I have to wear this visor, or else, because if I even get touched in the nose, it's going to go again. But a tough customer like his dad, he's battling away and really finding his stride back in the lineup.
Here's Harley gaining the line, back-to-back 15-goal campaigns. The only Stars defenseman in Dallas history ever to do that, Philippe Boucher, and that's not the guy I would have thought, Louis, but yeah. Guy you covered, I think, when you were in Arizona.
Solid.
Yeah, late 2000s. Here's Stetcher. Punched forward by Podkolzin. Sent up by Lindell. Gaining the line, Wyatt Johnston had it forked off his stick, and here comes Arvidsson and Podkolzin back into the zone for Edmonton. Gathered by Ottinger, worked up the right-hand side. Jamie Benn looking. Both of these teams on the front end of a back-to-back. Dallas will be in Calgary tomorrow night. Edmonton in Seattle for a rematch against the Kraken, whom they beat 5-4 on Saturday. Turned over. Van Riek tried to one-time that on net. Got his stick partially tied up by Johnston, who seems to be in the right place at the right time. For a third-year guy, hockey IQ off the charts. Lead pass, Nurse to Hyman, puts the brakes on. Looked to load up, and his hesitation cost him as Marchment relieved him of the puck. And now Granlund will send it ahead for Duchesne. Spiriting the puck into the zone, dropping it off. Bichel fires wide, blocker side against Stuart Skinner. Hammered on net by Dumba. That was fought off by Skinner. Likely Dallas's first shot on net. Bouchard up to Hyman, and he'll calmly dump it back in for Edmonton. Matt Dumba, longtime member of the Wild, up to Bichel. Out of the reach of Marchment. Reaching for Derek Ryan, unsuccessful. Granlund promptly turned it right back over for Evan Bouchard. Sends it ahead, and that was wired high and wide by Max Jones.
Another great look by Bouchard on the line to Jones.
Steele pried it loose from Jones. He'll bring it up ice for Dallas. Didn't get it in deep, though. Knocked down by Corey Perry. He was on the Dallas team that went to the Stanley Cup final in the bubble. And this is an icing call.
That's a terrible icing call right there.
This period brought to you by James H. Brown Accident Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters in injury law.
Yeah, I agree with this one from Janmark. He's not a guy that usually talks to the officials too much, but he was not happy with this icing call. And there's no question he was the first in on the zone here. They're having a little conversation.
And we are going to have a timeout on the ice. The puck drop will be at center, and that means...
And there you go. So, I mean, it was called an icing, but then it was waved off. The face-off will come back to the middle, so they got it right.
Corey Perry, Matthias Janmark discussing.
at the 33rd Annual Cystic Fibrosis Gala. All started when he met Carter Hipkin, then a kid Carter, now a man. Also, great roundtable hot stove with Bob, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Craig Simpson, and Jack, and we'll try and finish that story on the next whistle. Back to you, Louie and Jack.
Victor Arvidsson tried to stuff it in front. That was deflected. Nugent-Hopkins on a serious heater. 4 goals, 9 points in his last 4 games. Now 6 20-goal campaigns as a member of the Edmonton Oilers. And that hat trick was his first in 6 years, almost to the day. Brett Kulak loading, trying to center. That was broken up by Ilya Lyubushkin. Snapped a long goalless streak earlier this month. Here's Stetcher. Drag move around Rantanen, trying to backhand it in front, but Colson burrowing in, and I think he's drawn a penalty on Rope Hintz.
This is dogged work in the offensive zone. And just a terrific job to continue to battle for the puck, Jack. You're right, Bud. Colson with a heavy play. Eventually draws the call. It was Stetcher activating down low and a nice power move, but again, it was off a puck battle.
Penalty, number 24, 2 minutes hooking.
And I know Craig McTavish mentioned this in the opening coming into this game. He knows playoff hockey, and he says this is when you have to start getting your mind and body right, and this is just getting up over top of the puck and making sure you're coming up with 50-50 battles. And draws the call as Hintz digs in, and once Bud Colson feels that pressure, he's not going to let it go. Digs in, power play Edmonton.
Without McDavid and Draisaitl, this power play went 2 for 5 on Saturday against the Kraken. Second unit starts, and that's Nurse, Ekholm, Kapanen, Henrique, and Perry. Your Play Alberta power play. Power up your play with 400-plus casino games and 100 free spins. Only at Play Alberta. Henrique scored one of those power play goals the other night against Seattle, and it's sent up the right-hand side. Skinner will drop it off.
It was well executed, but the pass into the zone just a little far for Nurse, who has to maintain that position on the line.
Ekholm. That's going to be squeezed by Ottinger.
Solid save by Ottinger. I think for Nurse, he's looking, he sees a couple of his teammates in front of the net, and he's looking maybe for a redirection. If Ottinger drops it, it's in front of him, but Ottinger swallows that one up. And talking with Chris Knobloch this morning, obviously without the best possession entry player in the league in Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, who was fantastic at doing that when Connor was out of the lineup, you have to do it by committee. It's got to be a couple passes. You have to make them under pressure to try and find that possession in the zone. Did a pretty good job on their second opportunity coming into the zone on that last sequence.
Skinner kicks it back to Bouchard. Skinner gives it up. Nugent-Hopkins backdoor up at goals. One time by Bouchard, and a kick save made by Ottinger. Fired across to Arvidsson by Skinner, curled to Bouchard. Inside Skinner. Tried to drop it off, and Jamie Benn will send it over to Lindell. Whipped up by Bouchard. It's going to be handled by Ottinger and floated down the left-hand side.
That was really close. Oh, yeah, just recognized that the middle was open for the second time. Bouchard almost hit him on the fly.
Arvidsson to Skinner. Shoveled around. Hyman will step up. Bouchard across. One-touch pass. Nugent-Hopkins fired and Ottinger had fallen, and somehow flailing was able to make the save.
Great deception by Skinner on that shot pass. He faked he was going to slap that to the net. It was a hard pass to Nugent-Hopkins.
And then a break for Dallas as Jeff Skinner changed. The puck came back to where he just was and exits the zone. So the Oilers get 4 shots on the power play. And what a chance with Ottinger having caught an edge and was down and out. And still battling. Was able with a couple of swim moves to keep that puck out. Hintz out and a shot by Harley, juggled and then held by Stuart Skinner with 9.5 to go in this first period. Dallas has withstood a partial break, a power play, And we remain scoreless despite a strong start. Nugent Hopkins with Ottinger.
Go backward.
Catching it with a blocker. Down,
Go forward.
but not out.
So because he was so set, he gets tangled up and makes that save an unorthodox way with the blocker. Gets the inside of it to deflect that one away. Terrific save on that sharp angle shot by Nugent Hopkins.
Yeah, that was some sort of yoga move pulled off by Ottinger to keep it out.
Stayed in the fight.
Ottinger and Skinner toe-to-toe in the Western Conference Final. Skinner got the better of him with a save percentage of .922 compared to Ottinger's 90 straight up. Here's a chance. Knocked away. Jeff Skinner's drawn another penalty. And Edmonton will be right back on the power play. And this line, Louis, that Chris Knobloch highly complimentary of, well, in the first 10 minutes, we've seen why.
Yeah, buzzing. No question about it. They're moving their feet. And for Skinner, he pounces on this hard around that goes around along the board side where I am. And once he gets it, he drives it to the middle on the backhand side. And that's where I believe this penalty is taken right here in front, the cross check by Dumba. But as soon as this puck is had by Skinner, everybody comes back to the middle, and Dumba just clearing the front, a little bit aggressive on that cross-check on Janmark. He gets dinged for that. Second power play goes to Edmonton as well.
Quite frankly, Louis, I thought Skinner could have drawn one, too, for the hook.
And I thought afterwards Bischel caught him a little high, too. I know he's 6'7", so you got to take that into consideration, too. But I thought he caught him a little bit high with the cross-check.
Right back to the man advantage. Had 4 shots the last time out, so they didn't exactly lose momentum. Hyman will pop it into the zone. Arvidsson throws it around. Nugent Hopkins, with 7 power play goals, leads the players in the lineup tonight. Of course, Draisaitl has 15, McDavid 11, but they're unavailable tonight. Nugent Hopkins at center. Flipped it over. Hyman. Tracked by Ceci. Carved out of there, and Sam Steele, shorthanded, will churn up the right-hand side. Dallas will make a change. Wyatt Johnston onto the ice. He's got 3 shorties this year, defending against Bouchard. Nugent Hopkins. Arvidsson will step up. Trying to slingshot it into the middle. Lindell did not get it cleared. Nugent Hopkins from Bouchard. Wrapped up with Steele.
Oh, boy, ultra-aggressive penalty kill. Jack, you see how aggressive Steele was on Nugent Hopkins coming down the wall there. And Nugent Hopkins is usually pretty slippery, hard to take a puck off, but Steele went right to him, and aggressive on the points as well. No time.
Wallman off to Kapanen, and now Perry. Second unit on for Edmonton for the final 30 seconds of the cross-check against Matt Dumba. Henrique trying to power his way into the corner. Got it free to Kapanen. Across to Wallman. And now Perry. Wallman. Kapanen. And a long dry spell for him. Ekholm. Kapanen steps up. Put it across. Wallman. Power play set to expire. Kapanen's got to make a decision and had it deflected away by Rope Hintz, and the Oilers come away with no shots on that power play opportunity. Kapanen catches an outlet from Ekholm, throws it toward Ottinger. Blocker directly to Connor Brown and shoveled down low. Bischel collides with referee Francois Saint Laurent, shakes it off, and it's eventually advanced through to neutral. Duchesne had it poke checked away. Bischel followed up. Rantanen from Robertson. Kulak on him. Got hammered by Nurse. Ceci maintains. Robertson back to Rantanen. Inside to Robertson. Shoveled back down low by Ceci. Lingering was Rantanen, but now breaking out with speed is Janmark. Aspa-Colson with him. Threw it into his feet. Ceci will come away with that puck for Dallas. Backside of that play, Rantanen went down in a heap. He took some punishment the last time he was in this building. Big hit in particular from Wallman. Ryan to Bouchard. Corey Perry. A quick shot smothered by Harley as he was in the lane against Max Jones. Appeared to be a dangerous look for Jones. His second tonight.
Top. Go forward to T-top.
Pushed this.
There, knifed away by Harley. Of course, Dallas without its best defenseman, Miro Heiskanen. And Harley has really stepped up into that void. Now chipped ahead, chance for Johnston, and he scores. And this Dallas team can seemingly score from anywhere and any spot on the ice, innocuous or so it seemed. Johnston puts it upstairs for his 27th.
Only their fourth shot of the period, Jack. Just like you're talking about, Edmonton has come out and really pushed. The Stars have had 2 power plays, been denied on those, and here, just a little puck that bobbles up and gets by Bouchard. And for Johnston, you talked about it, he's such a smart player. And he was sniffing on the inside here, waiting for this one to get through. It pops to him. He makes short work of this chance in tight. Great backhand to forehand up over top of the glove. 1-0 Dallas on an opportunistic chance. Great on a little chip on the line that found Johnston. And what a finish.
Donoff was able to get the chip, and the captain, Jamie Benn, will get credited with an assist as well. But you said it, Louis, that little play off the wall, and Johnston doesn't need much room, does he?
It didn't look like much, but because it gets through into the middle and Johnston is reading that, he was the first one on it. And in tight, he just made that quick move. He's a fantastic player. And you and I had a good conversation with him this morning. He said they haven't forgotten what happened last year against this Edmonton Oilers team in the playoffs, and a little chip on their shoulder losing that series. In Game 3, they were up 2-0. They felt like they could have won that game. They tried to close it out. Edmonton had other plans, but that lasts and stays with you. He's a young player, only 21 years of age, but he's already seasoned.
Played as a youth for Oilers assistant coach Paul Coffey on a team in the Toronto area.
Yeah, we kind of joked with him this morning. He said, I was trying to take all the credit for all your skill. And he looked at us and he said, okay, that's fine with me. So obviously had some good memories with Paul Coffey as a youngster.
Well, Koff would have been on that spot that Johnston picked up that loose spot.
Go backwards to T.
It's going to be Victor Arvidsson back. Colin Blackwell, since the last time Dallas was in here, has kind of moved past Maverick Bourque in the pecking order. We got a high stick coming, and it's going to be Victor Arvidsson going to the box. So high sticking Arvidsson, the Oilers down 1 and shorthanded.
And cystic fibrosis is handed to him by Kelly Glover, the president and CEO, along with Phoebe Day. $264,000 was raised. So what a weekend it was for Brianne Nugent-Hopkins and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and now he's hoping to have a good week. Back to you, Louis and Jack.
One of the good guys.
Yeah, that started with a tournament that he had in BC, a golf tournament that, had a nice run. So Ryan Nugent-Hopkins having a great couple of weeks on and off the ice, and now entrusted with a penalty-killing role here. The Oilers gave up 2 power play goals on Saturday, but also scored shorthanded. Nugent-Hopkins' hat trick was power play shorthanded and an even strength goal. Here's Jason Robertson firing and missed high glove. Dallas power play has been at better than 30% since the calendar turned 2025. Led by Johnson, who has 8 goals since January the 1st on the power play. But here he's cut off.
Go forward to T.
Will work it through neutral.
Go forward to T-top.
Rantanen. And that went through the slot. Robertson backhanded it on to Hintz, and now a reset for Harley. Hintz
T-top. Go forward to T-top.
Harley. He finds Yanmark. So now a reset for Harley. Hintz gaining the line. Robertson sees it nudged back to Harley. Mishandled by Rantanen. Nurse aggressively on him. Saucered back and unable to be handled at the point by Harley. Robertson carries it back in for Johnston. Across, Kyle Granlund. And that went through the slot untouched. Wyatt Johnston staying hot. 12 goals in his last 17 games, but here a turnover, and Connor Brown shorthanded. Harley back, heading to the net. It's Kulak, and puck just eluded him. A late developing 2-on-1, and the pass just hopped over Kulak's stick. He finds Janmark. Well defended by Granlund, coming over Marchment to pry it loose, but right to Ekholm. He'll send it across, and Janmark now. Shorthanded, chance it. Rebound, and another stop. Janmark just can't buy one.
Janmark is flying tonight. I don't think he stopped striding the whole game so far in this first period. And he's created because of it.
Tell you what, Ottinger is the primary reason why Dallas is in front in this game. Hyman trying to bang it in short side. And it started right away with a chance for Hyman on a partial break. Ottinger stopped that. And he's been perfect thus far. Again, coming off a clean sheet on Monday against the Wild. This is icing against the Stars.
The Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation 50-50 presented by Rogers is back for another record-breaking season. Support communities across oil country and win big at edmontonoilers.com/5050.
Nice attacking shorthanded here by Edmonton. This first chance, Kulak activates, gets up with the rush. That one bounced right over his tape as it landed a little awkward. This shot through Harley isn't handled perfectly by Ottinger, and he gets a second whack at it on the flyby. Janmark buzzing.
I think Ottinger just wanted to make sure both his flippers worked. Right pad, left pad, back to back.
Pad the stats a bit. But you know, that's that quick release, right? You get that shot through the defender, you've got to pick it up a little bit quicker than you want to as a goaltender, and that kind of pops off the one pad, and Janmark does the right thing, follows it up, get to the net.
Only Hellebuck and Vasilevsky have more wins than Jake Ottinger this year. Capably backed up by Casey DeSmith. Like Calvin Pickard, who will start tomorrow against Seattle. A proven veteran. Corey Perry flings it inside the Dallas zone with a minute to go in this first period. Oilers have played a good period, but find themselves trailing by a count of 1-0, and Perry is offside on a feed from Ryan.
Just not out of the zone quick enough on that re-up, and Matt Dumba and Perry get tangled up here on this forecheck as the left and right skates come together, and Perry certainly isn't going to move that skate out of the way. That one shook him up a little bit, though. Anytime you stretch like that, I don't think you expect to get a little attention here in conversation from the athletic therapist on the bench, making sure that he's okay.
Johnston going to be waved out of the circle, replaced by Jamie Benn. Assisted on the only goal thus far, scored by Wyatt Johnson. There's the chip off the wall by Dodonov that set up the entire play. Johnston scoots it down low. Ben had it taken away by Nugent Hopkins. Hyman well played by Essa Lindell. Then it got popped from behind by Ben. Reset Lindell, 25 seconds. Angled too far for Ben, and off the turnover, Nugent Hopkins and Hyman carry it back in. Chance Skinner, and a save made by goaltender Jake Ottinger. Another chance, Hyman, and that was denied. Skinner, Nugent Hopkins, Hyman put together here for the final seconds. Now Dodonov, maybe one last chance. Put it into the middle, smacked down by Ekholm, and that will be all for an opening 20, where Edmonton, very little to nitpick about the kind of game the Oilers played in that first 20, except they look up at the board and they're down 1-0.
I would agree. I think it was a real solid period. They had the better chances. They had more chances, and Jake Ottinger with some nice saves. Good defending that last play, the spin play by Hyman, defended by Ben with a stick at the last second. Tight checking game, but Edmonton still found ways to create offense with their speed on the forecheck.
When you've got 5 guys with 25-plus goals and a goaltender willing to sell out, Jake Ottinger on a heater right now. And Dallas finds itself up 1-0 on Sportsnet.
All right, the jackpot for tonight's Oilers 50-50 presented by Rogers is $439,405 and climbing fast. A bonus jackpot, by the way, almost $600,000. Get your tickets now at edmontonoilers.com/5050. Louis and Jack were talking about Cody Ceci, certainly one of the more popular Edmonton Oilers during his time at Edmonton. Went to San Jose and then somewhat abruptly traded to the Dallas Stars. So this is their little girl who was actually born in Edmonton, Sawyer, as they're starting to get used to life in Dallas and Fort Worth at a theme park, going for a little bit of ride on some time off for Cody, along with his wife Jamie. And now I know he was very defensive, Louis and Jack, but he did score some big goals for the Oilers, so I wouldn't call Cody Ceci a one-trick pony.
He was Mr. Game 7. Scored Game 7, second round against Vancouver. Scored Game 7 in 2022 against LA in this building.
Game winner.
It's the only one that Mike Smith needed. Edmonton beat LA 2-0 in 2022, and last year in the second round held on to beat Vancouver 3-2, and it was Ceci who opened the score. Plowing through is Matt Duchene, wired one upstairs on Skinner, makes the save, and meanwhile,
Hyman is really shaking up here.
And he doesn't stay down typically.
He got tangled up with Mason Marchment. They got to get out here on the ice beside me here for sure. He actually got up and is coming back, so it's a good sign. But the way he went down, he got tangled up with Marchment on the backtrack. It was a great pickpocket by Marchment first, and then Hyman came back at him, and as they were in that battle, they both went down awkwardly. And once they were tangled up, and you can see as he goes down here, it's the leg that bends back underneath him. So his left leg is tangled up. And both Hyman and Marchment were teammates in Toronto for a brief period of time in the same organization. And it's just this is one of those awkward falls, and you can see the legs come together for Marchment. That leg is pinned in there, and when Hyman goes down, there was nothing he could do.
Dallas attacking a one-timer ripped by Marchment from the slot, and that's stopped by Stuart Skinner. That's as good a chance as Dallas has had all night, other than the one that was flicked upstairs on Skinner by Wyatt Johnston.
And a real solid save here, because this is labeled 5-hole. Quick little one-timer by Marchment in the slot. He gets it away. And Skinner swallows it up, so a good save by him to read that play to the middle and be there for the save.
But the point being on the Hyman play, Louis, he doesn't stay down for even a half second typically. That's a guy that does not labor on the ice. Wrist shot, deflected. Skinner gives it a close look. Kapanen did not get it out. Matt Duchene as Dallas given new life here. Defended by Adam Henrique. Puts it down low. Granlund breaks loose, kicked it out. Wrist shot, that stayed out. Skinner may have gotten a piece on the bid from Matt Duchene. Inside to Marchment, this time couldn't get the shot away. Now gifted another opportunity, and a backhander denied by Skinner, and Marchment a glance at the heavens.
And Bouchard is coming off laboring as well on that play. And it looks like he's heading to the regular gate instead of the other one. Not sure if he wants to come this way or not. I'm trying to tend the door here down the bench because guys are dropping like flies. I mean, these are terrific chances. And the Duchene chance that he has, again, just kind of corrals this puck. And it was a terrific blocker save by Skinner to find this through the traffic, because Duchene gets this puck, it's labeled right there. What an extension with the blocker to make that save. Wow.
Labushkin slapper denied by Skinner. Here's Podkolzin for Nugent Hopkins. Tried to give it back to him, and Harley and Nugent Hopkins tied up. Arvidsson to Kulak. Played back down low for Podkolzin. Bouchard remaining on the bench. A wrist shot, meanwhile, fired at Ottinger by Brett Kulak. He's able to make the save, and Nugent Hopkins will reset with Nurse. Hyman underneath, and now Bouchard appears heading that way too.
Yep. And then he's going to walk this off, and obviously he's having a little bit of trouble putting some weight
on his right side. It looked like Robertson had his pocket picked by Nugent Hopkins, jabbing at the puck, and in conjunction with Podkolzin, the Oilers muster a clear inside the Dallas line. Here's Robertson walking in, loading and firing. Took too long. That shot stymied by Brown. I think Bouchard went all the way underneath, Luke.
Yeah, he walked down the tunnel.
So you've got Bouchard and Hyman gone in this period already, and we've played just 2 minutes. McDavid and Draisaitl, of course, not starting the game. For only the second time since they came into the league, outside of a couple of meaningless regular season finales last year in 2022. Dallas.
Just on the lap.
Stung him from the blue line in a battle in front with Granlund, and he's just more preoccupied with taking Granlund, make sure that he's in that lane, but also taking the stick of Granlund, and that one just catches him in a bad spot. He's walking it off down the tunnel with TD4's the head athletic therapist, and we'll keep an eye for him. He has not made it back to the bench yet.
Louis, any chance that's one of those where it strikes you and deadens the nerve a little bit?
You kind of
can't feel it.
You hope.
Yeah.
You know, if you're Edmonton, you're hoping that that's all it is with Bouchard. Sometimes you walk it off, similar to Hyman. You first try and put weight on, you're like, ooh, this is not good. But then as you get going and it starts to loosen up. These guys are tough. I mean, they're battling through a lot of stuff. And, you know, playing at such a high level with injuries that they have. And for Hyman, you could tell he was not happy with the way that felt. Went down the tunnel, walked it off, came back. He has not gone on the ice yet, so we'll keep an eye. And now Evan Bouchard makes his way back as well.
A lot of people, including yours truly, forgotten Game 7, Edmonton-Philadelphia Stanley Cup Final. Mark Messier got hit by friendly fire and missed a portion of that game and had to come back. Imagine how that could have changed the course of history. Messier gutted it out, and the Oilers ended up winning that game 3-1. Kulak trying to muscle it up the left-hand side, held in by Beck. And now they'll whistle it down. I don't see that often.
Quick whistle. Was it touch with a high stick maybe? I'm not sure. I didn't think that would have been whistled.
I can't do it. Where did the jersey go? Up to the closet, up to the door, and march! Those drawers, jerseys.
11 seconds after the goal. That's his first of the year. The Oilers leads cut to 5-4.
And we are having a jersey one. This is for the game. Are we going to the game? How can we not go to the game?
Best in the league at it comes from that figure skating background. So when he turns like that, it gives him a lot of options, and sometimes it really creates a little hiccup for the defender trying to follow him when he does that. And he doesn't come up the traditional just pumping the pistons down the ice and maneuver. When he opens up and twists, you have to kind of respect it because it could allow him to go different ways. And Big Bischel, though, just says, you know what, I'm going to try and close this off as quick as possible, and that's what he does. But he still did slither through there, and he's quick to find those little holes.
Here's Henry trying to slide it in front, deflected dangerously wide by Ceci. Nurse will hold the zone and give it up for Kaplan. One-timer ripped by Henrique, a save made, and Hyman could not club that puck into the back of the net.
Dandy chance and a good shot by Henrique with traffic in front from Hyman right on the doorstep of Ottinger, and he still was able to find that pad save.
Turned over here, Matt Duchene for Dallas. One-timer blasted by Ceci, a save by Skinner. That was a 93-mile-an-hour heater.
Nick Wallman, I think, took that one.
Granlund to Duchene, cleared ahead, Kapanen with Henrique, cross ice, Nurse in front, redirected, and another save by Ottinger, foiling Hyman, who was situated backdoor.
Another great look by Darnell Nurse this time, up on the rush to thread that through right onto the tape.
Kapanen weaving his way in, Hyman had a shot glance off the side of the net, pounded on net by Ekholm. And hints a good play off the wall to get it back to the Edmonton line. So both Bouchard and Hyman have returned, no worse for the wear. So the Oilers dodge a couple there as Lindell takes a pop, lofts one up ice. Robertson sets the table for Hintz. Now Rantanen pulled down. Hintz, backdoor, and Robertson finishes, beating Stuart Skinner to make it 2-0. That's Jason Robertson's 30th goal this season. And his backhander flicked home for a 2-0 lead.
Well, so often you see it in the game of hockey. A couple great chances at one end, and then the other team comes down and finishes theirs. Here's the nice pass by Nurse right into Hyman, who tries to elevate this one, chip it up over top of the right pad of Ottinger. And then this lob pass up the ice isn't handled. For Ekholm, he's got to be aware that Robertson was closing in. He keeps it on the line, but it's a little drop pass to Rantanen, who, as he's going down, is able to thread this in to Hintz, and then Hintz with a little chopping backhand back through finds Robertson, and he taps that one home. Not a clean play, but they made the plays under pressure. And it started with that lob out of the zone that led to that goal by Robertson, 2-0 Dallas.
Yeah, you saw that pass from Hintz was deflected. They had 3 men on him, Louis, and he was still able to force it through. Robertson made no mistake, and now Dadonov looking for 3-0, and he blasted it over the shoulder of Skinner, but wide. Wyatt Johnston pounces on a loose puck. He'll fling one off the plexi. Jamie Benn over top of the puck with Derek Ryan forcing it back to the point. Here's Harley getting it back. One-timer, save Skinner. Rebound Lyubushkin. Curled it inside. That's intercepted by Max Jones. Churning the legs through the neutral zone. Beats Johnston. Tried to center, and Harley was there to clean it up. Boy, Thomas Harley, you understand why he's been receiving rave reviews for his play over the last month and a half since Heiskanen went down.
Yeah, pretty hard guy to fill the void.
Wallman, a shot that's fielded flawlessly by Ottinger. He's been perfect on 18 shots. And Edmonton trailing 2-0. Robertson putting Dallas up a deuce.
Well, Wyatt Johnston and Jason Robertson, both part of the 25 or more goal club on this Dallas Stars team, and they have 5 of them. And Robertson now out to the lead with his 30th. We just saw they made it 2-0 for the Stars. Mikko Rantanen becomes the 5th. Coming on board from the Carolina Hurricanes at the deadline, so a lot of firepower up front and depth. It was all 3 forwards on the first goal of the third line that had an impact on that goal, and then you just saw the top line, all 3 forwards contributed on that play to make it 2-0. And for Peter DeBoer, he's got the luxury of having that depth down his lineup. He'll shuffle it up every once in a while, but for the most part, he's been pretty consistent with the lines throughout this season.
Well, especially the acquisition of Rantanen, because without Pavelski, you saw a lot of different guys get that opportunity with Robertson and Hintz. Rantanen has kind of closed that door.
Yeah, and sometimes it was Johnston, right? He would jump up to that line, and you know, it's just such a good fit, though, to have that depth throughout the lines. And for Edmonton, they're looking for that too. When they're healthy, they're hoping they can put together a real deep forward group that can compete and battle and can be dangerous up and down their lineup.
Well, you saw after the win against Seattle, I mean, the 4 guys in street clothes, McDavid, Draisaitl, Frederick, and Evander Kane. I mean, that's a heck of a first power play unit. Do you even need the 5th guy?
That's the most skilled Black Ace club you've ever seen in your life. You know what? I was a proud member of the Black Aces, but never that skilled.
Blast by Bouchard, kicked out by Ottinger, whose game, it must be noted, has been terrific tonight. Don't need to tell you, with 19 saves on 19 shots, the Oilers frustrated time and time again, and it started early with a partial break where he stoned Zach Hyman. Here's Nugent-Hopkins. Drop pass to Ekholm. Took too long to get it off. Marchment got a piece. Nugent-Hopkins, Bouchard. Wrist shot was blocked. And Marchment able to snare it for Dallas. Probably turned it right back over. Kept it alive for Duchesne. Marchment back to work. Came in with 7 points in his last 6 games.
Yeah, it took him a little time to kind of find his stride after missing 17 with that bad facial fracture that he had. And he's found his game now and says he's used to the mask now. Took him a little time to get used to it.
Blast by Kulak and juggled and held by Ottinger.
ATCO Energy is the official energy provider of Rogers Place and proud sponsor of the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, the boys this summer officially back. Blue Jays open the year against Baltimore. Jays looking to set a certain tone for what figures to be a grueling American League East race. That's tomorrow, 2 Eastern, noon Mountain on Sportsnet. The Blue Jays and the O's. Forced free by Janmark. Carried in. Slapped at by Randon, held in by Janmark. Centering pass goes through untouched. Kulak keeps Dallas hemmed in down low. The outlet, Lindell to Rantanen. Doesn't leave the zone. And meanwhile,
Skinner, puck. I think a stick came up high on him here. It's Robertson. There was no hand that went up on the play.
So, I didn't see an official's hand go up.
Rank was the one that whistled it down, but he didn't put his hand up, but obviously he's calling something.
Well, he's getting help from linesmen.
Dallas penalty number 21, 2 minutes, high sticking.
You had it, Louis.
Yeah.
And you can get help from the linesman there, and he does. And Edmonton, it's third power play.
I actually think he had it. I think he just was wondering if it was going to be blown down, but this just kind of pokes him on the backtrack. And, you know, it's just being in the wrong spot at the wrong time for Skinner. Maybe right time to draw the 2 minutes. He'll take it because he's on the power play. But he paid the price for it. And for Robertson, just in that skating stride, didn't have control of his stick, and it did clip him.
Skinner has created a lot of scoring opportunities, power plays lately the last couple of weeks. He seems to be around it. As you said, that one a little inadvertent, but nevertheless.
Well, you know what? He gets in there, and that's why he's drawing calls. And, you know, I know the panel talked about it. Bob Stauffer and Craig McTavish were talking about just how he's really dug in and starting to find his way here. And it does take some time, but you're with a new team that has a different system. They play a certain way. They expect a certain type of play. And he's digging in. Give him a lot of credit because he was on the outside looking in. But he's kind of burst open the door here, and an opportunity's presented itself for him, and he's taking advantage of it.
And it wasn't like he was on the outside looking in 2 months ago. I mean, it was 2 weeks ago. Here's Jeff Skinner. Driving in left-hand side. Edmonton matched up against the #1 penalty-killing unit in the league. Nugent Hopkins to Arvidsson. His penalty-killing unit at 85% for the year. Bouchard stepping up. Arvidsson looking for a lane. Fires! Glove save. Ottinger, the rebound available. Pulled free by Jeff Skinner. Gets it back from Arvidsson. Halfway through this hockey game, Dallas 2, Edmonton no score. 40 seconds on the man advantage. Bouchard. Skinner, Arvidsson fires, and that went off Ottinger and sailed out of play.
And good control by Ottinger here. He makes a terrific save with the blocker, but deflects it up over the glass. Some good looks here and a lot of traffic. Zach Hyman doing what he does in front of the net. He just gets there at the right time here, just trying to make himself big in case this goes wide. He can bank it in. And that was the last opportunity. The first one from that flank had eyes as well. And it dropped right down in front of Ottinger off the stick of Arvidsson.
So you've got Henrique now able to win the face-off against Sam Steele, getting it back from Ekholm, and all of a sudden Kapanen breaks free, shot Ekholm, but right into the breadbasket.
You can see how fast you have to make the plays. Ultra-aggressive penalty kill here by the Dallas Stars. And look how aggressively out to the line. Steele is out there to try and cut down that pass as soon as it comes. But quick puck movement, making the plays leads to that onside one-timer there by Ekholm, who gets it through quickly. And a nice save. Cody Ceci with a nice job to clear the front.
Oilers, one last reset after a Dallas clear here. And one more opportunity on this third power play. Kapanen, bothered, shakes it off, weaves his way through, a shot on net, and it's handled by Jake Ottinger. Well, that's one way to generate a scoring chance.
That was certainly a possession entry. And, you know, for Kapanen, he kind of bobbled it the first time, cuts it back, says, you know what, I'm going to go back to the middle, stays with the puck, does get a shovel shot through the defenders, and stays with it. Wasn't a lot on this attempt, that it goes through, and Ottinger wisely holds on to it. But a good drive through by Kapanen.
And in fairness, he really didn't have any other option. Perry was covered on his right side, and there was nothing on his left flank. Here's Ekholm stepping up, sending it over to Nurse. That fluttered wide. Robertson out of the box, and it's punched forward by Ants. And now 2-on-1. Robertson loads, fires, and scores. That's 2 tonight for Jason Robertson, and 31 on the year. Dallas extends to a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, just a terrific release. I remember years ago, Rick Bowness compared him to Luc Robitaille. He said he's got one of those shots that when he shoots it, he picks spots in the net and finds a way to beat goaltenders. Opportunistic, out of the box, picks this up on the fly and threads this short side. And I think, you know, with the way he's coming down, you feel like he's going to go glove hand on this shot, but he doesn't. He goes short side, and it's actually under the pad.
Yeah.
It's just one of those deceptive shots that he gets it away so quickly. So once he loads it, it's just a quick little snapshot that he releases, and he slips that one just under the right pad of Stuart Skinner. 3-0.
In Connor McDavid's 64-goal season, Louis, it feels like he beat a handful of goaltenders off the rush with shot being almost identical.
And it's so hard to read for the goaltender. And like I said, you're expecting him coming down from a sharper angle, probably going to look to go far side or up under the bar. And that's what goal scorers do, though. They find a way to find the back of the net. Robertson's got 2, 3-0 Dallas.
Staying onside, Podkolzin. Once Hintz got that puck through, Lou, you knew it was trouble. Duchesne ahead. Marchment. Drop pass, and now Harley barreling his way. And a shot deflected up and out of play with 8.5 to go in this second period. The Edmonton Oilers out shooting Dallas by a healthy margin, but have slipped behind by 3 goals. Robertson out of the box. Immediate threat. And the 3-time 30-goal scorer makes no mistake. 5-hole.
He's not happy with what's gone on so far in this game. Tries to. That's the kind of night it's been. He didn't. Oh, there you go. He was able to break the stick out of frustration, got himself a new stick, and hopefully it leads to maybe a new approach or new results for Stuart, who, as you know, Louis and Jack, is always harder on himself than anyone else could be.
He typically show a lot of emotion, either does he, but he was pretty irate during that commercial timeout. And obviously a stop that he wants to have. It just slips under the right pad. It was a great shot by Robertson, who, as you mentioned, Jack, is an elite scorer in the league and found a way to slip it in there on a shot that you don't see too often like that.
Skinner peering through a screen. I don't think you ever saw the shot, but Jamie Benn could not get it through, and now Robertson back on the attack. Bill Dish, Dadonov swings it in front, and that's taken away by Jeff Skinner. Robertson, 2 straight 40-goal campaigns before tailing off to just 29 last year. Came into this game with 29. He's got 2. And the Stars, on the strength of those 2 Robertson second-period goals, have now built a 3-0 lead. Wyatt Johnston, as Louis mentioned, opened the scoring in the first. Arvidsson to Ekholm, spilled in by Podkolzin.
No question opportunistic for scoring tonight for the Dallas Stars. They've been outplayed for big portions of each period respectively with chances against. But when they get their opportunities, they have capitalized.
Centering pass, trying to swing that through was Wyatt Johnston. Oh, by the way, this is also 2022 versus Calgary. Jake Ottinger tonight to this point. Rantanen and a steal, a quick chance, and Robertson fired it right into the 5-hole of Skinner this time. He was able to squeeze it shut and keep this game at 3-0.
And just like that, that's how quick it can be brought to the net. And Robertson taking a look up at the screen to see how this one stayed out. And it's the forecheck by Rantanen, the big body. Kind of pinches off Ekholm there and then quickly finds Robertson. And that's the key. Right onto the tape. And he tried that quick release again. This time, that stick worked.
That's why
he got a big chunk of it.
That's why he changed it out. It was all by design.
Hey, sometimes you got to let it out. Sometimes you just need to let it out. No question.
Manrique won the face-off. Wallman's going to be guilty of an icing call here, and Hyman's none too happy with it. But with 6:53 to go, we'll bring it back into the Edmonton zone.
I think the best thing on that sequence was watching Zach Hyman dig in and go full bore down the ice. Could have easily nullified that icing, but that's a good sign after being twisted up with Marchment.
Well, and you just said it. I mean, that Robertson chance that Skinner stops is kind of way the entire night has gone for Dallas's offense. Opportunities have sprung up seemingly out of nowhere.
And, I kind of felt that Peter DeBoer this morning alluded to that a bit. He said, we haven't quite gotten to where we need to be from a complete game perspective and the way we want to play, because we are giving up chances, but we've found ways to win, which is a great sign of a team. But at the same time, they gave up a lot early on. Could have been a different story.
Having said that, that was set up by a aggressive forecheck from Rantanen, that chance. The first goal by Wyatt Johnston. Dadonov won a stick battle with Evan Bouchard. We've got a penalty coming here. And this will be a slash whistled against Edmonton's Evan Bouchard.
Jason Marchment shaking the left hand here. On the receiving end here, Bouchard wasn't happy with something.
Well, nobody's ever happy going to the box, as you mentioned, though.
2 minutes.
And there it is there. It's a pretty good whack.
This is the hockey game for me right here, Louis. Yeah. I mean, you can't realistically expect to dig your way out of a 4-0 hole with 25 minutes to go against a club the caliber of Dallas, third overall in the league standings, trailing only Winnipeg in its own division and Washington entering tonight. Face-off win for Rope Hintz. A shot by Harley, skipped wide on a redirect, and Troy Stetcher will turn and fire it down the middle.
That was Wyatt Johnston with the tip. Had a great conversation with him about how he learned from Pavelski last year and the year before how to tip pucks. Got a big chunk of that one.
Just tipped one in the other night against Minnesota, in fact, but here he turns it over. Connor Brown, short-handed backhander, denied. He tried to go short side and change the complexion of this game. And that's what it may take right now. Rope Hintz flips it in. Nothing to change the way a game's flowing. And a shorthanded goal. Rantanen fires and a glove save. Stuart Skinner, who stares him down.
Getting what you want isn't out of reach. Experience true flexibility with customizable designs by Coventry Homes, the official builder of the Edmonton Oilers.
This is a good steal again by Connor Brown here, using that speed and tenaciousness on the forecheck, and then drives him to the backhand side into Ottinger. Closes that off on the post.
We're going to drop this puck again. Edmonton coming in 4-0-1 in its last 5 games. Dallas finishing up another spotless homestand. The Stars are 10-0-1 in their last 11 at home, their best stretch on home ice since 2010. A little up and down on the road if you're really nitpicking Dallas. With 7 wins in their last 15 away from home. Marchment, checked by Ekholm. And the power play now down to 50 seconds. Ben from Granlund, hit hard by Nugent Hopkins. And he, along with Adam Henrique, will bring it to center. Henrique will pitchfork it in deep. A stick whacked out of the hands of Mason Marchment.
Nugent Hopkins. That one went airborne.
Here's Duchesne. Off to Mikhail Granlund. Tried to slide it in front. Taken away by Podkolzin. Kapanen has Nurse heading for the net. Kapanen centers, and it was out of the reach of Darnell Nurse. The Oilers have had a couple of shorthanded looks here, unable to cash in. Robertson, and he was drilled by Nurse, and we're going to have an interference call. And Darnell saying, when did Robertson release that puck?
Edmonton penalty number 25, 2-minute interference.
2-man advantage for 13 seconds. Let's see, Louis.
Yeah, and here it is as Robertson gets to this puck, and
he never really got a stick on it.
Or did he touch it, though?
Yeah, he did touch it.
You know,
I see it live speed. I thought that was close.
I mean, I think it's made worse just by the position that Robertson is in here. But he does catch shoulder. It's a little bit of the back of the left shoulder that he catches, and then he piles into the linesman and goes down. I think Nurse has got an argument there. He touched that puck. That's not interference.
I got to say, at live speed, Louis, it did not look like a penalty to me. And then I wasn't sure.
Either.
Here's a chance. And a block shot for Ekholm. 5-on-3 for a few more seconds. Harley redirected home by Robertson. That's a hat trick for Jason Robertson. And it's 4-0 Dallas. That's a natural hat trick for Robertson, the 5th of his career, and his first of the natural variety.
Beautiful shot pass redirection here. Short work of the 5-on-3. And they'll have some time still on the 5-on-4 with Nurse still in the box. Broken up initially right here. Recovery has to happen. And then that little bit of a laser right there. It's Harley that comes from high to low, gets himself to the top of the circle. So he's a threat to shoot this puck. Skinner has to respect it. But it's Robertson on the backhand side that gets there right on time. And I mean, this is deflected just inside the post. So not even back into Skinner. It's directly into the net on that line. 4-0, and a few Dallas Stars hats, or fans' hats, come onto the ice.
Harley and Hintz with the helpers, and Robertson so strong on a stick there with some interference from Ekholm to keep that stick hard on the backhand, Louis, to just knife that inside the post.
Yeah, and it was a rocket of a pass by Harley, shot pass. Sold the shot. Skinner has to stand his ground. Perfect redirection.
Here's Podkolzin. Backhander off the rush, right off the faceoff, and a save made by Ottinger, who's
On. Next track play. Preview play. Button. Pause.
Your car or truck
Control,
just sitting on your property is more useful than
the backhand side of Robertson
for Troy Stedt. Good second effort to get a stick in the lane. 3 minutes. Chance. Dumba. Arvidsson.
Saw it back in October 19th, the first matchup between these two teams. They outshot Dallas 11-2 in the first period, and he was outstanding in that game as well. They eventually won it 4-1. Well, tonight, same situation. They outshot them greatly in the first period. When they scored their first goal of the game, it was the 4th shot for the Dallas Stars in the first period. Edmonton had dominated up until that point. It was because of Ottinger there was still a 0-0 game.
Ottinger's got a shutout streak of 119 minutes and counting right now, as that floater is easily gloved by Dallas's goaltender, 3rd in the league, only behind Hellebuck and Vasilevsky in wins.
4th consecutive year with 30 or more wins for Ottinger, and you kind of just get that feeling, obviously, as he's a young guy, that this is just going to be him for a long time coming in the Dallas Stars. He's a big goalie, too. 6'6", takes up a lot of space in that net, but he can move for a big guy.
It's the only time Dallas has ever traded up in the first round in franchise history, and they traded up to get him 26th overall in 2017. I don't know, maybe you try it more often.
Yeah, you know, I remember doing the combine that year. When he walked in, I thought he was a big defenseman.
Jeff Skinner loads and fires.
I'm like, look at this guy. He's got to be a big, tough defenseman, 6'6", 220 plus pounds. And when they told me he was a goalie, I was like, are you kidding me? Big human.
Well, I mean, think about it. Yeah, they get Wyatt Johnston in the first round, but that was a 23rd overall pick. Hintz is a 2nd rounder in 2015. Robertson is a 2nd rounder in 2017. I mean, this is the guts of the team. And they're not exactly just, I mean, again, it's sure first-round picks, but when you're picking in the 20s, it's not guaranteed.
Good drafting, period. Great drafting.
It goes back a ways. Let's not forget, Jamie Benn's a 5th-round pick. Here's Jake Wallman. Centering pass, and that was shoveled wide. I don't know how that stays out. Hard net drive charging in. Corey Perry.
He doesn't miss a whole lot from that close range. And a nice pass right through by Wallman driving down the left-hand side. Activated up, takes the pass from Jones, and right here, this is a hard one. He gets a good chunk of it, and he's being tangled up. But he does get a big piece of this, and it just kind of comes off the heel. And that's why it wasn't clean look, or else that would have been under the bar. That was a terrific look. Blackwell was there, though, to disrupt enough right on the backtrack that maybe prevented him from getting a clean stick on that puck.
Sitting still. Want to draw. Blackwell working on the boards against Nurse, who does his best to hold the zone, but eventually Lyubushkin will rotate Bishop with an outlet. Derek Ryan scurrying back in, lifted off the glass over a Outstretched Max Jones. Edmonton's got a tag back up, and they rule the Oilers are offside.
Carbon X is proud to partner with the Edmonton Oilers to help them offset emissions and score big in sustainability.
Oilers frustrated all night by Jake Ottinger and Jason Robertson. A natural hat trick here in the second period to turn this game decidedly in favor of Dallas. It's blasted on net by Lyubushkin. 5 seconds. Kapanen has to hurry here. Cuts to his right. And a penalty against Bishop. And Edmonton will get a fresh sheet of ice with a power play to start the third. But that's the only good news thus far through 40 minutes if you're an Oiler partisan. Robertson a hat trick, and Ottinger dead solid perfect on 27 shots.
Kapanen was flying on this play too, and maybe a good penalty for Bishop to take because he was in alone and he knew he only had 5 seconds. The bench was screaming at him coming down the ice that the clock was ticking down. And Bishop just digs in a little too far with that reach, takes out the skates of Kapanen on that rush. So Edmonton will have a power play to start the third period. An explosion by Robertson in the second period has made it 4-0 for Dallas.
Jason Robertson with a second period hat trick. And Dallas has extended its lead to 4-0 after 2. Straight ahead, Hockey Central update with David and Luke, the former Star, former Oiler.
Oh, that power play didn't last long.
No.
Although they hadn't really made a call yet.
No, they have not.
And it looks like they're not. Okay. Face-off will be outside the Dallas blue line. We're 4 seconds into the period.
Oh.
Catch him with the end of the stick?
Yeah. Unintentionally with the knob of the...
All right. Okay. Well, play on. So the Oilers are still on the power play. Hammered down the ice by Lyubushkin, and it's Bouchard out from behind the net. Through the middle, that pass that's a little too far for Arvidsson, and Hyman gets in there to the right corner. Lyubushkin up against the boards. Nugent Hopkins trying to get it loose. Hyman is in there as well. Back to the left wing point. Bouchard into the slot to Skinner across to Nugent Hopkins. His shot, and that one was blocked, went off of Lyubushkin. Into the slot, Skinner will shoot it. Save made by Ottinger. And Ottinger had it come free, and it goes to the left wing point. Bouchard with it. Bouchard tried to shoot it. Hit a stick. Goes to the right wing corner in the Star zone. On the backhand, able to clear it out was Blackwell.
Oilers did a lot of good work there, create some looks, and ultimately didn't get credit for a shot on goal.
Up the right wing, Wallman can bump it back. Kapanen lost an edge at the Stars' blue line, and it's shot down by Beck. Just over a minute gone here in the third. 4-0 Stars lead. Robertson had the natural hat trick in the second period for Dallas. It's Kapanen to center ice. Couldn't get it down the right wing. Granlund's going to bring it out. I think got picked out of the air. Granlund comes into the Oilers zone. From the angle, the shot and the save by Skinner. Perry gets a loose puck for the Oilers. And it's Corey Perry to center now on the right wing. Into the Star zone, goes to the right wing corner. In behind the net, over to the left wing point. Kulak across to Nurse's one-timer and a glove save made by Ottinger. They face off in the Dallas zone. 12 seconds left to go in the Edmonton power play. Third and final game between these two teams. Oilers had a win March 8th, 5-4 here against the Stars, and then lost in Dallas 4-1 on October 19th. Janmark to take the face-off against Ben. And the puck gets to the middle of the ice, and Johnston can shoot it the rest of the way down. Kulak with it in behind the Edmonton goal. Through the middle, penalty over at center ice. Kulak will shoot it in. Edmonton 0 for 4 on the power play. Puck along the right wing boards inside Dallas territory. Lindell will get to center, now to Ben, into the Oiler end, goes to the left wing corner. Kulak on him. Chops it to the end boards. And off the left wing, Johnston. Left side to Ben. His pass for Dadonov. Has to go in behind the Edmonton goal. Comes loose to Janmark. Through the middle, it gets to the blue line where Lindell will keep it in. To Ben, will go across to Lyubushkin towards the net, and that's blocked. Podkolzin off the right wing boards and out to Connor Brown. At the Dallas blue line, shoots it in behind the Stars net. Marchment in the right wing corner. And up the right wing boards for Dallas, cuts to the middle as he gets to center ice. Marchment shoots it off the glass. Rims around to Granlund, comes in front of the net and shot wide by Duchesne. Perry to Max Jones. The right wing to center ice for Derek Ryan. He's able to shoot it in. Dumba's got it in behind the net. Around the glass, off of Marchment to Duchesne. Skates through center into the Oiler end. The puck around to Marchment. It comes in front of the goal, but up the right wing, it's Derek Ryan for Edmonton. He'll dump it in. Jones is in on the offside, but Edmonton will make a change anyway. CC up the left wing to Hintz. He's able to get it out. Nugent Hopkins back into his own end. Bank it across the Nurse. We'll get it up the right wing to Arvidsson. Arvidsson over center, shoots it in. Rims on the left wing, and Hintz can get it out. To Rantanen, down the right side, into the Oiler end, goes to the middle, tried to shoot it, poked off his stick nicely by Stetcher, and Arvidsson to Podkolzin into the Star zone. To Arvidsson, his shot off the crossbar. Hard shot by Arvidsson. And it gets to center ice. And Robertson brought it in after it was knocked out of the zone. That's offside.
Bongo Anthem Battles Hockey Fans. Trevor Zephyr's jokes about top national anthem performance featuring bongo drums. Attachment.
Dallas leads, and Victor Arvidsson wires that thing off the crossbar. Tried to go short side on Ottinger.
Had a lot of heat on it.
Sure did. And Ottinger at 1:21:21 coming into the third period since he's been scored on.
So you're saying he's playing pretty well right now.
He's having a bit of a run. Up the right wing to Hyman, into the Stars zone. Goes to the right corner. Hit. It's in behind the net. Dumba, right side. Back now to Steele at center ice. To Blackwell, come down the right wing. Centered in front of the net off the stick of Steele. He ran into Skinner. The net's off in behind him, but Edmonton with control. It's Jeff Skinner in on the right wing. He'll get it to the middle, over to Henrique. His shot, and that's blocked. And now the whistle will go as it gets to center ice. Touched by Blackwell, but the net is off in behind Stuart Skinner, and we get the whistle. 4:49 gone in the third. 4-0 Dallas. Steele went to the front of the net.
He did.
Yeah. And he knocked Stuart Skinner into the post.
Sam Steele.
Yep.
Played in Sherwood Park. Along with Carter Hart going against Stuart Skinner, Tyler Benson, James Hamlin. The Southside Athletic Club.
Yeah.
During the lockout year back in 12-13, Taylor Harnett coached that Southside Athletic Club team.
Connor Brown across the captain, couldn't get it deep. Dadonov into the Oilers zone. Put in behind the Edmonton net, went off of Johnston. Over to the left side. Ben, left wing corner. Dadonov couldn't feed it in front of the net to Johnston, and out to center ice comes Kapanen for Edmonton on the left wing. To Janmark, left wing corner, now to Brown on the right. Pass to the middle, off a stick, back to the blue line, and Ekholm's shot goes wide. Ben got it out. Bouchard, left wing, to Janmark, into the Dallas end. His pass to the middle, that's broken up. Gramlin will get it out. Give it to Marchment on the right. His shot off the arm of Skinner. Puck sent through the middle. There's Janmark to center ice to Kapanen. He'll loop back to Wallman. Will go in behind the Edmonton net. Right wing for Kasperi Kapanen. Up the left side to Derek Ryan. Into the star zone for Perry. Perry will get it across to Nurse, and his shot. That went wide. Off the glass, not a play. We've played 6 minutes, 3 seconds of the third period. We are going to take a break. 4-0 Stars lead the Oilers from Rogers Place. It's Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Score big with the unmatched purity of Clearwater Vodka, the perfect companion for Oilers fans. Crafted with the pristine waters of Alberta, it's a sip of local excellence. Clearwater Vodka, where the spirit of the game meets true Alberta quality. Must be 18 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Did you hear what happened to Rick while he was building his fence?
Yeah, he hit a natural gas line. They had to evacuate his entire neighborhood. At dinner time, too. I bet he didn't make any new friends that day.
It cost him a ton to get the line repaired. I wonder why he didn't get his underground utilities marked.
Don't be that person. If you're digging on your property, request a locate for natural gas lines. It's free and can prevent serious injury or financial loss. And you won't upset the neighbors. Visit clickbeforeyoudig.com. A safety message brought to you by ATCO.
Live sky high with remarkable units for rent and for sale at Sky Signature Suites. Currently offering amazing incentives on 1 and 2 bedroom rentals, featuring designer finishes, resort-like amenities, and breathtaking views. All of this and more within the heart of Ice District, Edmonton's best address for shopping, dining, entertainment, and fun. Visit SkySignatureSuites.com and make your home high above the ordinary.
Score big with the unmatched purity of Clearwater Vodka, the perfect companion for Oilers fans. Crafted with the pristine waters of Alberta, it's a sip of local excellence. Clearwater Vodka, where the spirit of the game meets true Alberta quality. Must be 18 plus. Please drink responsibly.
All games, all season. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
4-0 Stars lead the Oilers. 6 minutes, 3 seconds gone in the third. Cam Moon along with Bob Stauffer. We're in the Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Legacy Heating and Cooling. Home no payments, no interest for 1 year. Face off to the left of Jake Ottinger. Puck to the right wing point. Wallman will take a snapshot. Saved by Ottinger. And the rebound kicked out into the middle and cleared out of the zone by Robertson. It'll be icing against the Stars.
Well, there you saw the elite lateral movement from Jake Wallman. He can really skate at the blue line. Bought some time and space for him, and then he directed a puck on the net. Ottinger's he's in a locked-in zone right now. He's stopping everything, and he's getting a little bit lucky. When he doesn't pick it up cleanly, Oilers can't find the loose change around the net.
Face off to the left of Ottinger. Perry on the right side. His shot off the stick of Lyubushkin launches out of play.
Edmonton's played pretty well in this game, Cam. They're down 4-0. They've outshot Dallas. Their power play, not surprisingly, misses Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Generally speaking, the effort has been there. Stuart Skinner would probably tell you the second and third goals. I mean, he was pretty frustrated after the 3-0 goal. Would have liked to have come up.
You drop the puck. We'll have to do that again.
Yeah. Derek Ryan thought he'd won another face-off.
Yeah, but if not for Jake Ottinger, the Oilers easily could have had a lead after 20 minutes. Ottinger was sensational in the first period.
Bakersfield loses 3-2 in overtime tonight. Power play goal from Colorado. Colorado badly outshot Bakersfield in that game. Bakersfield's down several players.
Robertson, a shot off an Oilers stick, and Stuart Skinner's down on the ice. The puck went over the Edmonton net. Skinner's slow to get up. .634 gone here in the third.
We've not seen a replay yet.
No. I don't know if he did something on that, on his movement as the puck hit a stick, went over the Edmonton goal. Calvin Pickard he's onto the ice. He's got his mask sitting atop his head like he's ready to go in, which he may very well have to.
Did Rantanen get a piece of him on the fly?
I don't know. Oh, he did too. Yep. As Rantanen came through, it caught him in the head with his leg. I would say that was probably it.
Yeah. He might get pulled here anyways due to a concussion spotter might pull him off here.
Yeah, just caught him coming across. Looks like he got a sore neck.
Yeah.
Moving his head from side to side here is Stuart Skinner. Yeah, Mikko Rantanen was cutting across as that puck went up and over the Edmonton goal. All right, he's getting up to his feet. And coming off the ice. So Calvin Pickard will come into the game. Going to get him a few warm-up shots to get Pickard into this one.
It's happened a couple times here in the last.
Well, yeah, the Winnipeg game when the concussion spotter took Stuart Skinner out of the game, and then Pickard had to come in and play 6-10 of that one. Getting a couple of quick shots from Vasily Podkolzin.
It's a little bit of communication here between Rantanen and Corey Perry at the end of the bench.
Oh, I bet. That's not surprising. All right. Pickard's felt a few pucks, and we're good to go. Calvin Pickard comes in. 6:34 into the third. Pickard's last start, that was March 18th. That was a 7-1 win versus Utah. Stopped 29-30. But did come in and play 6-10 versus Winnipeg when Stuart Skinner was taken out of the game by the concussion spotter. Face off to the left to Pickard. Nugent Hopkins to take the draws out with Podkolzin and Arvidsson. And he'll go in behind the Edmonton net to Kulak, and he'll come up the right wing. Pass off a leg, but following it, Stetcher through the middle off of Nugent Hopkins. Arvidsson to Podkolzin, looking for Nugent Hopkins, just broken up at the last second. And the puck sent out to center ice by Granlund. Kulak to Stetcher, up the left wing. Arvidsson will get it across to Nugent Hopkins in front of the net off his skate, and Podkolzin took a swipe at it, but it was bouncing, and it goes over to the boards. Dumba behind the net to the right wing corner, gets into the skates of Arvidsson. And Podkolzin gets shoved along the boards. Granlund will get it out to Ben, now on the right wing to Duchesne. Into the Oilers zone, stops on the right wing. Give it to Ben, in behind the Edmonton net. 4-0 Stars here in the third period. Duchesne in the right wing corner for Dallas. To Granlund. They'll come up the right side. Pass to the point. Lindell has it left point. His snapshot, and that's steered aside by Pickard. Ben in the left wing corner. To the right for Cecil. Pump that back around to Lindell. His shot, pad save made by Pickard. The puck on the left wing, and Podkolzin can get it out. Lindell at his own blue line. The left side off the stick of Johnston into Edmonton territory. Rantanen in behind the net. He'll try to wrap it around. Went off the outside of the Edmonton goal. Ekholm, left wing to Skinner. Will get it to center ice. Goes to Bouchard. He'll fire that across. Off the stick of Jeff Skinner into the Dallas zone. It's on the end boards. Came in front of the net. Nobody there for Edmonton. Getting it out was Dodonoff, and it's shot in. Pickard to play it. Goes in behind the Edmonton net, and on the right to Bouchard. Cross to Matthias Ekholm. Center ice line will shoot it in. Rims on the right. To the right wing corner, Jeff Skinner. His pass out to Hyman. That was blocked from the left point. Nurse will shoot it. Glances off a stick and wide. Rantanen will get it out to Beck. Now on the right wing. Going towards the net is Steele. Steele's pass goes through the slot all the way to the left wing point. Bischel was able to keep it in. The puck on the right wing to Lyubushkin. He'll shoot it off the arm of Pickard. Shot from the point by Bischel. That misses. And he'll get all the way to center. Now the pass to Hyman. The breakaway. The backhand just off of Ottinger. And it goes into the right wing corner. 4-0 Dallas. 10:39 to go in the third. Penalty coming up to the Stars. Shot from the point. And that is deflected out of play as Wallman let it go. And it goes off a stick and out of play. And the Edmonton Oilers are going to go on the power play.
Oh, excellent stretch pass. And Hyman had his second breakaway of the game. And again, those were going in for him last year.
So the Oilers go on their fifth power play of the game. 0 for 4 with the man advantage. Just got a piece of that as Hyman trying to go to the backhand. Power play is brought to you by ATCO Energy, your trusted energy retailer. Learn more at atcoenergy.com. Show goes to the box for the slash. Face off to the right of Ottinger. Puck back to the point. Wallman will shoot it. Blasted it wide. Rebound. Scores! Corey Perry at the side of the net. Is able to get one past Ottinger, and the Oilers cut the Dallas lead to 4-1.
16th goal of the season for Corey Perry, but I love it. Edmonton wins the draw. Wallman takes a rip from the point, and Perry finds the loose change on the ricochet off the backboard.
4 seconds into the power play.
Adam Henrique with a clean face-off win. So Henrique should pick up a second assist on that goal.
All right, Corey Perry gets the Oilers on the board. Now 1 for 5 with a man advantage. Harley with it. Side his own zone. It was knocked down by a high stick. So we get the whistle. So the Oilers finally get one by Jake Ottinger. I got him at 130 minutes and 51 seconds. Wallman and Henry, as you say.
Janmark's having a conversation.
Off the draw in the Star zone. Nurse left wing point. Off the boards. It goes in behind the net. Up the left side. Puck cleared out. And Rantanen swatted away from him, but now came back to it. Got it on the right to Ceci, to the middle of Robertson. He won't get his shot. Janmark up the left side will get it out to center ice for Nurse. He'll fire it across to Kapanen, and it goes to the right corner into the Star zone. Harley stops him behind the net to Robertson. Left side will clear it. Knocked down by Bouchard. 4-1 Stars lead. We're here in the third. 9:40 to go in the period. Pass on the left off the stick of Robertson deep into the Edmonton zone. Ekholm in behind the net. Ekholm out from behind and up the right. Off of Derek Ryan. It goes to the left wing point where Ekholm got it down the left wing boards. Ryan was looking for it in the slot, but it's Granlund to get it out, and he'll throw it cross ice. Duchesne into the Oiler end on the right wing for Marchment in the corner. Over to Granlund. Granlund has it left wing top of the circle. Left wing corner. To Duchesne to the line. It will come out. And it's done by Granlund. Lost it just inside the Edmonton blue line, and Bouchard up the right wing to Perry. Perry into the Star zone for Ryan. Ryan, his pass in front, just put wide by Jones.
Good play by Derek Ryan. And Corey Perry.
Stetcher has to go in behind the Edmonton net. 8.5 to go in the third. 4-1 Stars lead. Up the right wing, it's Arvidsson. To Podkolzin, into Arvidsson. Into the Stars end, to the right corner, now in behind the net. To the left. Back to the left wing point. Kulak shot, and that goes wide. Just looking for a redirect, and it lands up on the right wing boards. And
I think it's caught up in Stetcher's paraphernalia, isn't it?
It may be.
Or
they're looking for it. It is. They haven't found it. We're going to take a break while they look for the puck.
Ben.
Ben had it? All right. They found it. Case solved. 8:10 to go here in the third. 4-1 Stars lead the Oilers from Rogers Place. Rogers Place, 4-1 Stars lead the Oilers. 8:10 to go in the third. Cam Moon along with Bob Stauffer. Face off in the Star zone to the left of Ottinger. Drop the puck once. They'll have to do it again. Corey Perry has scored here in the third period for Edmonton on the power play. Wallman and Henry get the assist. Perry now is 16 on the season. In game 1381 of his NHL career. Ceci up the right wing to Johnston, got it to center ice, brought right back in. Nugent Hopkins across, the one-timer just off the outside of the net on a hard shot by Arvidsson. And up the left wing to Donov, pushed it a little too far ahead. And Stetcher's got it in the Edmonton zone. Stars are offside, but Stetcher gets it out to Nugent Hopkins. Into Dallas territories.
That's
penalty coming up.
Dallas.
Yeah, the Oilers are going to go on the power play here. With 7:42 to go in the third period. Down by 3. Donov off for the hook. Power play brought to you by ATCO Energy, your trusted energy retailer. Learn more at atcoenergy.com. Only took the Oilers 4 seconds last time. He's out to the right of Ottinger. We'll go in behind the net. It's Lindell around the glass, off of Ekholm, but then chopped out to center ice and down the right wing steal. He's going to try to cut to the net and runs right into Pickard. Penalty coming up. And everybody's going to gather in behind the net.
It's a 5-on-3. Sam Steele's going to the box here. Edmonton's got a 5-on-3. I know you want to stick up for your goalie. That's what they say. You can hear him. It's a 5-on-3. It's not 2-2 right now.
It'll be a 5-on-3 for 1:44. Steele drove to the net, but ran right into Pickard. Steele goes to the box.
Call timeout here for Edmonton.
Referees and linesmen are having a
Are they
gathering.
looking to find a way to give Edmonton a penalty?
I don't know.
I mean, it's the net drives on Sam Steele. You're up 4-1 in a game. Boy, this is a lengthy conversation.
It is. Okay. Here's a call.
Penalties on the play. Dallas number 18, 2 minutes for goaltender interference. Edmonton number 90, 2 minutes for roughing.
Oh. 5-on-4 it is.
I think he meant 96, not 90. There's no way that could be a...
Well, unless it was way after the fact. Or no, it is 96.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Yeah, Wallman skating across. Yeah, 96.
It would not surprise me, just so you know, if at this stage you may see Corey Perry on the power play and he may accidentally on purpose bump into Jake Ottinger.
All right, so face-offs outside the Edmonton blue line. Oilers are still in the power play, but it's a 5-on-4 variety. Up the right side, Brown drops it, brought in by Henrique, goes to the right wing corner, to the blue line, to Bouchard, walks to the middle, over to Ekholm, his one-timer, and the save made by Ottinger on a rising shot from Matthias Ekholm. 7:07 to go here in the third, and it's a 4-1 Stars lead. Face off to the left of Ottinger. Henrique, Perry, Brown, Bouchard, Ekholm out for Edmonton. Perry's trying to take the draw against Granlund. Eventually they do. It goes to Henrique, to the right wing point. Ekholm to the middle. His shot. And that one blocked in the slot. Comes back to Ekholm, to Bouchard, to Ekholm on the right point. Over to Bouchard on the left to Ekholm. A shot kicked out by Ottinger. Puck poked out by Lindell. Oilers have to regroup. Bouchard swings it back to Brown. Comes in over the Dallas line on the right to Perry. Right corner to Brown. Back to Perry. Goes by him all the way to the blue line. Where Ekholm will keep it in. Right wing to Brown. To the point for Matthias Ekholm. Pressured by Granlund. Puck comes loose. Brown kept it in and rolled towards the net. Ottinger swatted it over to the boards. Henrique to the point to Bouchard. He's going to walk in. He'll rip a shot. Knocked away by Ottinger. Puck on the left wing. Henrique to the point to Bouchard. Over to Henrique. Side of the net to Perry. To Henrique. Shoots. Scores! Adam Henrique off the left side. It's a power play goal. And the Oilers have got that Star lead to 4-2.
Be the 10th goal of the season for Adam Henrique. And I think that Connor Brown was close to being in the crease, but outside, there's no way Peter DeBoer, the 2-goal lead, is going to challenge this. It's a good goal. Nice shot by Henrique.
13:54 time of the goal. Henrique gets his 10th of the season. Edmonton now 2 for 6 on the power play, and they're within a couple. Up the right wing at center ice, Arvidsson just to the Dallas blue line. Robertson will shoot it in. Hintz after it on the forecheck. Puck goes to Nugent Hopkins. Up the right side to Arvidsson. He'll get to center ice. To the middle. Podkolzin in over the line on the left wing to Nurse. Puck goes to the left wing. Side of the net comes in front of the goal. Save made by Ottinger off of Nugent Hopkins. Puck to the blue line. Podkolzin keeping it in. Podkolzin shot. Oh, that just missed. And the puck in the left wing corner. Arvidsson out to Podkolzin to the point. Kulak shot. And a pad save made by Ottinger. 4-2 Stars lead here in the third. 5:10 to go in the period. Podkolzin down the left wing. A shot off the bar. Wow. And the puck on the right point. Podkolzin to Nurse. Checked in the slot by Harley. Oilers come close. Down by a couple here in the third. It's 4-0 after 40. Oilers have 2 here in the third period. Crowd into it at Rogers Place. Harley out from behind his net. Long pass to Granlund. Lost it at center. Hyman in on the right wing. Off the right wing boards. He'll put it cross ice. It goes to Ekholm. It's shot. He fanned on it. Janmark behind the net. Out to Hyman off the outside of the goal. Along the right wing, Zach Hyman takes a hit. Puck goes to the end boards. Dumba got it around to the blue line. Bouchard keeps it in right point towards the net. And that one off of Jeff Skinner. Hyman to the point for Ekholm, and getting it out was Marchment. 4 minutes to go in the third. 4-2, Stars lead. Dodonov flips it into the Edmonton end, goes to the left wing corner. Bouchard got it loose. Up the right wing to Perry. Perry through the middle. Perry in over the Stars line. Now near the left wing point to Jones. For Ryan to Perry. Can't get it back for Ryan. Cece will rim it. It won't get out. Puck on the left point. Nurse. Cross on the right to Kulak. Right wing to Ryan. Ryan along the right side, top of the circle. Cycling the puck to Corey Perry. Couldn't get it towards the net. Labushkin will get it out. 3:15 to go in the third. Oilers down by a couple. Puck comes in on the left wing. Getting it to the middle to Jones, and he ripped it over the net. That was a blast by Max Jones. And Rantanen will get it to center ice. Pickard already looking towards the Edmonton bench. They're down by 2 with under 3 to go here in the third. Kulak one-hands it in. Shot back out to center ice. Bouchard up the right wing to Connor Brown. Brown into the Stars zone. There goes Pickard for the extra attacker. Puck shot in. Brown, right wing corner. He gets it in front. Here's Henrique. Oh, the save by Ottinger. Puck on the left side. Nugent Hopkins got it to the corner. Lindell will try to scoop it out. He can't. Nugent Hopkins has it on the left wing. Goes to the left wing corner. In behind the net to Henrique. Now on the right to the right wing point to Bouchard. To Brown. Right wing boards. Goes off a stick, and it's misplayed. Brown on the left wing with Rantanen on him. Left wing corner to Kapanen. Kapanen will step out. Tried to pass it. It hit a stick. Kept in by Bouchard. He'll shoot it just off the pad of Ottinger. Under 2 to go in the third. Oilers down by 2. Comes across. Bouchard shot is blocked. Edmonton net empty. Puck to the blue line. And now fired towards the empty net. That'll be wide. And icing against the Stars. Minute 40 to go into third. 4-2 Stars lead. And the Oilers are all over Dallas right now.
You gotta love it. No quit in this team at all tonight. I mean, you're down 4-0. You don't have two of the best players in the world put holes and hit the post. I tell you, Edmonton's played a heck of a game. They have.
They have. They're 41 shots. Face off to the right of Ottinger. All right, Nugent Hopkins will take the draw. Up against Hintz. Minute 40 to go. Goes to the left corner. Perry ties up with Lindell. They're trying to dig it out of their skates. They do. It's Nugent Hopkins to the left wing point. Ekholm over to Bouchard, waiting, shooting, save, rebound, scores! Zach Hyman in front of the net. The Oilers are within 1. There's a minute 25 left.
Long-range bomber. Bouchard got the puck through from the point, picks up his second assist, and Hyman with the loose change in tight. Nugent Hopkins involved in the sequence, keeping the play along the half boards.
Hyman's got points in 4 straight. Here's a minute 25 left here in the third period. Oilers are within 1. They were down 4-0 after 40.
26th of the year for Zach Hyman.
Pickard's back in the net. Puck goes to the Dallas blue line. Lindell through the middle, bounce it in. Nurse goes in behind the net. Brings it up the left. Coming back to get it, Jeff Skinner to Nugent Hopkins. He's spun around by Marchment, and the puck to the Edmonton blue line. Pickard's now gone to the bench. It's 6-on-5. Oilers down by 1. On the right wing, Nugent Hopkins into the Dallas zone. To the right wing point, Wallman walks it across the line to Nugent Hopkins. A shot saved by Ottinger. Puck in the right wing corner. Marchment around the boards. He did get it out. 43 seconds left. That's icing against the Stars, albeit barely. Hyman from Bouchard and Ekholm at 18:35. We were talking after 40. Oilers take a timeout. Talking after 40. Hey, just have a good third period.
Well, they've had a good third.
They've had a really good third period, and have a chance. Have a chance with 42 seconds left to push this thing to OT.
Remember, the Oilers built up a 5-1 lead at home against Dallas.
True.
Dallas scored 3 goals in the third period.
It was earlier this month.
Right.
Crazy.
And here you are down by 4 without the 2 highest scoring players in the league over the last 8 games. And you dug in and you never quit and you kept on putting pucks on the net. And you got a puncher's chance with 42 seconds left. The other guys had an incredible game. Yes. The A-grade scoring opportunities in this game are probably about 13 to 14 to 6 for Edmonton.
Yeah. Shots are 44-24. Here we go. Face off to the right of Ottinger. Oilers win the draw. Ekholm to the middle. Now on the left. The shot by Skinner. That goes wide. Perry has it in behind the goal. To the left wing point for Ekholm. Down the left wing boards. Back to Ekholm. Across to Bouchard. To Ekholm into the left wing corner to Perry. He'll get it in front of the net. Goes off of Hyman. Puck into the corner. Jeff Skinner. 16 seconds left. It comes up to the blue line. And getting it out is Marchment. Just 10 seconds left. Nugent Hopkins had his pass hit Lindell. It shot into the Oiler end and just wide. And the game's going to come to a close.
Well, great effort from Edmonton to make a game of it.
Stars win it 4-3. And the Oilers charge back in the third period and push it to a 1-goal game and pressure late. But a great effort by the Oilers here tonight.
Cam, the Edmonton Oilers outshot Dallas 18-5 in the third period. And people say score effects and all that. Wow, they were right there.
Crazy third period.
The other thing that happened here is Calvin Pickard didn't get a lot of work.
No. Came in.
Faced a grand total 3 shots.
Google. Now. Stars 4-3 Oilers. Final. See stats. News. And more. Attachment.
But, yeah, good push at the end. You talked about some positivity heading towards tomorrow night's game in Seattle.
Look, Stuart's going to be the first to tell you. For sure the third goal, probably the second goal. But if you're an Oilers partisan, the will the team showed to battle and battle and battle on a night where he did a lot of really good things.
And not just in the third period, the first period.
The first period as well. Second period was a tough period for Edmonton, no question about it. And now you got to get recalibrated and face a Seattle Kraken team that is a better team at home. They're 16-15-5 at home, 14-21-1 on the road, but they are going to be rested when they play Edmonton.